Darnell was just talking about it. Someone called me randomly. I'm letting that shit go to voicemail.
Yeah, that's fact.
I don't care if I know you or not.
I am in the phase where I prefer a random call to calls from people I want to hear from.
You or Amy call, I'm answering.
That's fair.
Yeah, it depends who it is.
So I know it's not gonna be some bullshit.
I'm so used to it being some bullshit that I just like don't want to talk.
Yeah.
That's
I want to get the mic on.
that's the funny part. Just like
Don't talk to me.
oh my god, they want something. What the fuck did they want?
Yeah.
Like that's the phase I am in now. It's fun. It's a fun phase. It's a fun fucking phase. It just feels like you're being stretched repeatedly.
Pulled by 4 horses.
Trying to lean on that gratitude attitude season, you know what I'm saying? It's all to make you grow, bruh.
I feel it. I feel the growth.
I
feel it.
Stretchy.
It hurts.
It does.
Well, it's funny because it's like sacrificing a thing to be in a position, and then you realize like is the toll worth it? Is the price you're paying worth it? That's kind of where my brain goes. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Coach Linden,
I'm Coach Devi.
and this is.
M.
All right. Again, welcome to Coach's Corner.
So, before we get started, y'all know we're here to help everybody, but before we get started, I wanted to tell you to like this video, subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification button.
Every time we do this, you'll get notified. So that way, I ain't got to keep telling y'all to tune in, even though I probably still will. Fair? I want to make sure that what we talk about today is, I don't really have like a super point, but I do realize that via our conversation a minute ago talking about nutrition, that there is a horrible misconception around food in general. And I get tired of it, right? Seriously, I personal trained for years, right? I personal trained bodybuilders. And if you don't know anything about bodybuilders, they are some of the most frustrating people to coach, right? Like when it comes to workouts, they're amazing. They do whatever you ask, they're good with it. But when you're becoming a bodybuilder, there's a lot of restriction involved. You can't eat a lot of things. Food becomes bland, food becomes boring. So there's a lot of questions. Can I eat this? Can I do that? Is this possible to have? Maybe if I do this, and again, they have to watch everything. So that way they can create the look they want to stand on stage for. So I spent almost 6 years coaching people to stand on a bodybuilding stage at their best look, according to what the judges wanted. I won't even say it's their best look for them. And of course, that's why there's a lot of issues in that same community around food and like a lot of people actually end up just yo-yo dieting. We actually know someone who's one of our coaches can actually speak to that really, really well. She has trouble sticking to a diet because of the bodybuilding thing. Mm-hmm. And again, there's certain levels of discipline, but teaching that is fucking annoying, right? Like just being completely honest, I've gotten calls at 3 o'clock in the morning to ask me about hot sauce. Like that is trash, right? So for me,
Go to bed.
I'm like, yo, cause they're up. Cause you can't, once you, if your body is not used to it and doesn't hold a certain amount of fat well, like when I got below 10%, I had trouble sleeping, like legitimate trouble sleeping, right? And you know, I could bundle up, I could do whatever, but I would just be like having trouble sleeping, shivering, shakes, the whole nine. And again, you sacrifice a lot for the art, right? I know people who do that, who don't do that with their bodies, just the art in and of itself.
Shouts out to Sarah.
That's what I was thinking about. But at the same time, there's a lot more to it. And I think what led to me helping people the way I help people now is watching the human condition at those spaces and at their worst, and realizing that most people just need to unclog their brain on what comes to what works for the body. Mm-hmm. Fair? So I was thinking, as we were sitting there talking to Darnell, and brought up the point, she's like, be careful around this topic. I was like, I don't give two flying fucks about being cautious around any topic, right? And if you know me, you know exactly why I say that. But just in case you don't, first of all, fuck your feelings, fuck how you feel about it. Facts are facts, right? So if you look at it that way, it doesn't really matter if you like it or not. It actually has to do with the fact on whether it is true or not true, right? We got into this whole thing about whether it's polyps or cysts, and I'm like, they're fucking formations, guys. Like, it doesn't really fucking matter unless it changes the condition.
Are those stalactites or stalagmites?
I mean,
They're fucking formations.
Yeah, that's literally. And she was about to nuance that shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. One of them, go ahead.
polyp is a growth and a cyst is fluid filled so it can pop. And that's part of polycystic ovary syndrome is that,
So both can happen.
yes.
So you didn't, there's no proving a point. Both happen. All right.
Just
So
saying
moving
they're
forward, both happen. Like that's, again, it's the overcomplication not overcomplication, over nuancing a simple thing. Is the solve different for both? Is the solve different for both?
I don't know about polyps.
Oh, so polycystic isn't for, PCOS isn't for both? No? Okay, what's it for?
It's just for the fluid-filled cyst that might burst because it's related to the egg follicle.
Okay, so here's what's interesting, and this is what I mean by nuancing a thing to death. Again, is nutrition the same for both?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you actually do know. You just don't want to fucking say. Exactly my point.
I just can't speak to polyps.
Okay,
but
so
based on the
is
Whole
the
Foods-
nutrition the same?
Based on the Whole Foods approach, yes. That's my guess.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
It's a trap.
A Whole Foods diet is the right diet, right?
Yeah.
It's just the best diet for human beings in general.
The food
Now,
that grows from the earth?
Again, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're telling me that I can have foods that grow? Yes.
Tell me more.
Yes. Right? And again, here's what makes it interesting when it comes to Whole Foods diet, right? So many people want to include things that don't necessarily go with it. Let me help you out. I lived the vegan lifestyle for 4.5 years. And there's so much talk on whether or not the vegan diet is healthy. It's the funniest talk in the world to me.
It is weird.
Right? And the reason it's weird is because most people on that diet, like keto, like Whole Foods, they're finding ways to not eat real food on these diets.
Yeah.
Or undereat or overeat.
Right.
Again, that's your problem. The problem isn't the diet, it's what you're doing on the diet, right? And so it's like diets don't work. No, you're just not letting it work based on your actions, right? So again, we can nuance the motherfucking thing to death, but the truth is, the healthiest version your body's going to be in is following a diet that allows your body to get there, which is Whole Foods, right? Now, I'm not saying you can't have other diets, right? We got some if it fits your macros people. Yo, there's this dude on social media, and I'm laughing about this because his whole thing is to show people how he still has abs and still eats pizza.
And he eats shit.
He eats pizza.
Yeah.
That's like his tag.
Yeah.
He's standing at a mirror with his head down and abs out, and he's just like thinking about pizza. Or like there'll be a slice of pizza, or he'll be at a whole thing with his friends, and he's just like he's one of those very, very, very pretty looking guys, right? Yeah. So again, he's selling. Most people think he's selling like if it fits your macros. No, he's selling his look.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, he's talking about it. So if he looks like that doing it, man, I gotta look like that doing it, right? That's the whole thing, right? So again, it's wrong, right? It's wrong on so many goddamn levels. And I've tried explaining that to so many people. I'm like, yeah, diets are one of it, sure. But again, what's way bigger is how that diet affects your body. Right? So what you're doing, how it affects you is what we're talking about. That's why the Whole Foods diet, if you follow certain parameters, just works. It doesn't matter if you like the parameters, don't like the parameters. It's that simple, right? So I wanted to, like, this is why I was like, see this nuanced bullshit that I keep hearing, that people keep thinking they're gonna change my mind. It's like, y'all do realize I've been doing this a long fucking time, right? Number one. Number two, and way more important, is the fact that you're not the first person to try to convince me otherwise. I've had multiple people. I'm not saying that you can't present me with new information. I'm just saying stop trying to tell me that the thing isn't the thing, right? It happens so often that people are like, well, it's this, right? Relationships only work this one way. I don't think that's true. I think relationships work multiple ways. I think there are one or two things you need to do that help those relationships work.
In most relationships.
In
right?
most relationships.
Yeah.
But again, you know, your relationship with food and fitness, there's certain things you got to do, like get it daily. All right? Dead serious. Those who don't show up don't get the results.
Plug.
Or like romantically, food, fitness, right?
All of that.
Let's say family. Are you close to family you don't spend time with?
Nope.
So maybe consistency is a very large part of every relationship dynamic.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about this yesterday. Yeah, consistency is like the one thing that proves to yourself and others around you that you can be trusted. It's like you build confidence through building trust with yourself. You build trust with other people in deeper relationships when they see you being consistent.
He said, look, that's all I got,
Yeah.
right? There's someone who's coming in the morning now. We won't mention their name, but let's just say, like, I'm waiting for them to mess up. Mm-hmm. I'm legitimately waiting for the ball to drop, right? And I noticed that my first time with them coming into space, because, you know, I vet everyone, but also I try to have an open heart and an open mind. And everything on one side of me is telling me that this person doesn't belong here. The other side of me, the veteran side of me, the man side of me, tells me that this person needs space and they need community like we have here. So the first time they came in, I was irritable. I was like, this motherfucker is in my space. I don't like it. And then the next time, I talked to them a little bit. Found you know, they were getting more help from the other people than me, right? Because I've said this, at 5 o'clock, I'm not here to coach. I'm here to do me, and if I can help you along the way, I'm for it, but I am not coaching, right? Mm-hmm. If you do not understand that, you do not belong at 5 o'clock, right? Like, don't come in here talking about me being your coach and helping you out, because you probably won't get that from me, right? And having to draw those lines is important. Me and Darnell were kind of talking about that, like when you care so much, you just have to solve it. Right, and I realized that that's a detriment to me in anything I do. So I'm trying my best to make sure that I do what I have to do to make sure that those things aren't the priority that I focus on to a point where I lose sight of other things. Mm-hmm. And you know, again, this is to be human, right? So you still show up, you still do your thing, but you do it in a way that actually allows you to grow in the spaces that you need to. Right, to focus on, let's say, my relationship with food and then neglect the fitness part, I'm gonna lose a little bit, right? I have to realize that getting to equilibrium is the name of the game. If we're talking about, you know, we can talk about relationships and all that other shit, but like as far as like romantically or family, but normally we're talking about food and fitness because creating consistency affects everything else, right? Mm-hmm. You wanna be healthier, be consistent with what you eat. Stop trying to find 5 fucking different diets. Yes, I'm saying it like it's annoying as shit because it actually is for someone to come to me and ask me about another fucking diet when all you have to do is stick to eating the same thing long enough to even see if it's working. How do you know it's working if you're always changing it? You don't. You've got too many varying factors. Well, beans aren't good for me. How long have you eaten beans? I ate it for like a week. I didn't feel, that's not long enough. Your system didn't even get a chance to adapt. Like, you're missing it, right? I can say the same thing about most people in most situations. Sure, there are outliers, but for the most part, how do you know your attempt to love that person every single day is working or not? It's consistency, right? So I agree, and this is one of those. I feel real like I opened a whole space behind that messaging, right? And it's always funny when people are like, "Yeah, that's not it." I'm like, "That's definitely fucking it." Every single time, right? And I think that is our message here. Our message here is consistency is key. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything else ties into it too, but the consistency literally can change your entire life. What comes to mind? was thinking about something. Shit, I forgot. I'd lost it. Oh, I have a client in here who had a little bit of a intestinal issue, right? And it was funny because, again, the world's gonna throw 4 different things at it, right? They're gonna say, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's this. We don't know if it's this, but it's that. And I remember at the beginning, I said, it's like inflammation, you'll be fine, right? But I was like, but you have to do these certain things in order for it to pass, right? I don't know, right? I used to deal with that shit all the time with bodybuilders, like all the time. I can give you 4 different instances. I'm just trying not to give names for anyone that I'm mentioning. And what happened was they felt better. Once they did what the work was, they felt better, right? Mm-hmm. Again, it truly is that simple. One of my favorite quotes, right? It's that simple.
It's not easy, but it's that simple.
Right. I didn't say we wouldn't have trouble executing, but it's that simple. Mm-hmm. So that's where my head goes today.
I mean, I think that's something that I've always struggled with when it came to being a trainer, is like simplifying it down to a point where it felt good for both the client and myself. And I think the thing that was holding me back was trying to make it feel good for the client. Because I think it's always like, it can be simplified and should be simplified. And when it gets that simple, that's when I start having the conversation or like the retort that, this is too hard, or I don't want to do that. It's like, that's the mental block that's keeping you from getting where you want to go. I think it happens a lot in nutrition. That's why it's frustrating to have the conversation, because you can hide a lot. That part of your journey is very much you, like by yourself. Like it's 3 a.m. and no one's around to stop you from going into that cupboard. It's just you. Like, that's the hard part. It's very simple things that you need to do, but staying consistent with it is hard when you don't have the same accountability as you do here in the gym when we're here.
You want to know what grinds my gears? I'm
just kidding. Not that. You want to know what grinds my gears?
It's one of the things. This is why people pay us, right? People pay us because they want a level of accountability. But I said this before. Like, I don't care if my messaging is visceral to a group of people. Fuck your opinions. I don't care, right? But what really matters to me is speaking truth, right? Giving light to the world. So if it means that I have to tell you, you are literally hurting yourself, I'm just gonna tell you, right? And how that lands for you, I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't, right? And most people who talk to me if you know me, you know I'm serious. But most, like when we was talking this morning, I was like, you can handle it like this. And you said we had 2 community members kind of get into it a little bit. When they was talking about hand, like Sarah was talking about hand Miner. Sarah Miner was talking about hand. I'm using the name because sorry, it's important. If you don't want me,
there's a lot of Sarahs in here.
There are. Sarah M. We'll do that next time. So let's say M's was talking about it like, yeah, man, Linda just dives right in there, right? Like it just, like it was a bad thing, right? That sound like my grandfather. So many motherfuckers are so suckified that it's crazy.
Yo, not suckified.
Sucker motherfuckers. Like, look, and I need you to hear this if you don't know. If you are literally anyone tells you, causes you to retreat in the hole, I know people don't tell you this, but that's your fucking problem. Because maybe the truth isn't gonna feel good, right? So the mistake that you're talking about has to do with making a person feel good, right? I'm not here to make you feel good, but at the same time, it's not that I hate you. I don't want to ruin your journey, right? You get what I'm saying? I'm here to make you feel better, not feel good in the moment. So guess what? If I'm telling you to do something, you're like, I get so mad. I'd be like, let me get this straight. You see me do this. Somebody will be talking to me and I'll be like, You're here because I'm giving my knowledge to help you. right? If you don't want that, that's fine. Stop asking me or leave, right? And I know a lot of coaches, like, again, they want to make people feel good. I'm sorry, I just ain't my messenger, right? And I think the more I put that out there, the more the space will be what it is. Instead of it being like, yeah, you know, no, I'm not fucking nice. Like we were sitting there talking to T, and it's like he was like, yeah, you know, whatever. I was like, I'm sitting right here. What the fuck do y'all want, right? Like, and as you said it, I was like, yeah. And then I was able to answer the question like this. It's a lot of placating. You get what I'm saying? And we just had a whole season of guys saying that ain't the way. Right? I'm not doing that for no motherfucker. Like and again, that means myself too. Right? So a lot of that stuff, it's not always easy. It's not gonna not be challenging. If you're looking for the easy way out, I promise you, we are not the space for you. Right? Like I can say that with no doubt in my mind. If you are looking for an easy workout or to tell you can eat Pop-Tarts till your face pop and you still want to lose weight, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you can, but at the same time, it's stupid, right? Because again, what a Pop-Tart is made of has no nutritional value. You're hurting yourself. Also, you can say I ate Pop-Tarts and still lost weight. Dumbest shit in the world, right? But at the same time, if that's what you want to do, I'm gonna give you the info and let you make your own choice. We are grown, right? Like, I don't know how many times I can say that. We are grown in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's one of the biggest things is like, we are functional movement space, holistic healing is what we're trying to do here. So when you're talking about like how bodybuilders are eating or how they're thinking.
Yeah, they develop eating disorders behind that stuff.
And people coming in being like, I still want to eat pizza, but I want to lose weight. Like all of those things are possible. The body adapts to anything you give it. Yeah. But for how long can you maintain that? You know, like, are you coming in here to just do that for an incremental period of time? Are you looking for to feel healthier overall in your life as you get older? If it's a second one, then there's a bunch of shit that you probably have in your mind that's like false. And us calling it out as coaches is coming from a place of love. And a lot of people get upset. But I'm just like,
big facts.
Listen, I said what I said.
And the diet, the word diet isn't evil. No food in itself is evil. No source of anything is going to just be considered like evil when it comes to nutrition, right? How much of that you eat, how often you eat it, what you're doing with it, again, what's around it, right? I had a client who used to get ulcers all the time. And this client would be like, yeah, I can't drink on an empty stomach. I was like, you actually can. Oh, your gut health is poor. Got it. That makes sense, right? And then when I talk to them about their gut health being poor, you're mentioning, like, they're like, I take a probiotic, I do this. I'm like, or you could drink water and eat enough fiber and then make sure you have healthy sources. I remember this, and again, this is important. I went to this person's house, and when I looked in their cupboards, right, because that's how bad they said they needed help, right? Mm-hmm. So I went to their home, and I was like, you can't be serious. They were like, what? It's not that bad. I was like, there's nothing in here that is real food.
Nutritional.
You have no real food in your entire kitchen. Think about that, right? Like, how crazy is it to say that you want to be happier and healthier, and everything you're eating, you want to be more you. Everything you taking in is fake.
Processed, right?
It's fake. Fake. I want to be the real me. All your shit is fake. That's crazy.
You are what you eat.
Yo, on so many levels. On so many levels. on so many levels. Right? I ain't mean for it to go this direction, but God damn it, if I gotta have another person come to me and tell me that it ain't what it is, I'd be like, I fucking hate that. And it's funny because now I feel like an old man just talking shit. But at the same time, it's that rhetoric that I fucking hate. I'm not tiptoeing around you. I'm not trying to make you feel good. I'm actually trying to help you be better. And if that's what I'm doing and that's not for you, then go somewhere the fuck else. There's so many places that will make you feel good about your shitty choices because they are your shitty choices. I'm not doing that for you. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care what relationship we have. I have spent most of my life placating people and not working in my favor. So in my current season, I'm just like, I don't feel good to you? That's crazy. Right? And again, a lot of it is because I'm giving out truth. If I'm giving out truth, then I don't have to make you feel better about said truth. If I care about you, maybe, right?
Yeah.
I want it to be a softer blow, but I'm still punching, just to keep it real. And I think that's important, right? So if you are looking for a space that calls it out as they see it, actually helps you and gives you the facts, but also doesn't baby you through the truth, we are the right space for you. Our training in here has been considered so tough, right?
But everyone's
But it's-
doing it.
but
Everyone's beast mode
There's
every day.
no one who can't, number one, do it.
Right.
And way more important, everyone's amazing. Everyone's getting
Growing
better.
like
Everyone's
crazy.
changing. There's not many spaces you can go to. Everyone's changing,
Yeah.
right? Like it doesn't exist, right? Except for within these 4 fucking walls in this 1,000 square feet. We don't even have a huge
Yeah, we don't
space.
even. This ain't a huge gym.
You get what I'm saying?
It looks huge on camera.
There's not a
But
lot
this
of
is it.
equipment. There's not a lot of equipment, right? I don't have 20 forms of equipment. There's no fucking Lumos infrared sauna bullshit.
No, not
there's
the Lumos.
there's no cryo baths, right? You get what I'm saying? There's none of this stuff that people keep telling you need. There's no cold showers in the morning at 3 o'clock.
We don't have chalk. We don't have gloves. We don't have belts.
Yo, and when I tell you that our arthritis people have actually stopped having arthritis, maybe that means something.
It works.
Maybe the truth is the truth, and you can't deny the truth, so you should stop trying.
And one more thing,
One more thing.
and one more
We
thing.
clip out. Look, I'm out here. I'm like, I got time today, motherfuckers and shit.
As a coach, I'm always trying to like learn and grow by myself because I think it helps
Absolutely.
me help other clients.
Kaizen.
So I just finished doing this gut reset / cleanse, trying to get rid of a lot of sugars and things out of my diet that feed the yeast. So you're naturally supposed to have yeast. There's yeast in the air. There's yeast inside of you. Your gut's supposed to have yeast, but an influx of yeast being fed by sugar
Sickness of the body.
leads to inflammation. And when you have inflammation, like everything breaks down, everything feels horrible. And I love sugar. If you don't know this about Coach Debbie, I fucking love sugar.
You don't know this about your coaches.
Shit.
Love sugar.
I love sugars, right? And I was like I like to look good, but that's actually like not the point, I don't think. Like feeling good is the point. And most people are in their mind associating when they look their best with when they felt their best, because the way you look is like a byproduct of what you're doing.
100%. You're not. That's not
Yeah.
wrong. That's not wrong. The average person. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so people come in here and they're like, I want to lose 40 pounds because I weighed 40 pounds less in high school and that's when I felt my best. But they don't say all that. They just say I want to lose 40 pounds.
Or when we ask for it, they refer to high school.
Yeah.
When do you think you looked your best? And then they're like, oh, in high school.
Yeah.
Like that is actually,
Absolutely.
like, yeah, you got to lead them to it. But yes.
Yeah, you got to lead them to it. So like, I'm realizing after this cleanse, like the last 2 days of the cleanse, I was feeling amazing. I don't think I looked much different. I did a scan. It didn't really register that there was much difference. But the way I was feeling, like I could move my body and the things that I felt like I could do were astronomically different from when I was feeding the yeast with sugar. I came off of for a little bit. It's been like a week, not even.
Yeah.
And this week been hard. It's been rough. And I just keep thinking back to those last 2 days, and I actually was like, all right, I need to be more cognizant of how I'm feeding the yeast, how much sugar I'm intaking. And I think that's what we're doing for most people nutrition-wise, is like they come in here with a goal of how they want their body to look. But what you're actually saying is you want to feel better. You want to feel better. You will look better, but you want to feel better before you look better.
Yeah, and it's the part that I'm bringing around, you know, with the crazy rant and everything else is more along the lines of, if people really understood that their health is tied to their decisions, that they would just make better decisions, right? Like I remember who was it? No name. There's a specific person who returned here.
I feel like I don't know who you're talking
You do. And I remember when this person left and they were just like, they were taking, there's that wonder drug, right? They were taking the wonder
injection?
drug, yes. And they were taking a wonder drug. They were, you know, getting this eating thing in the mail. They just kept trying to find ways to cheat the process, right? Just like another client who did something similar with the diet. Well, I need it to be like sensational. What? Like you need another format to follow? How about you just follow the format, right? How about you follow what works? And the reason I bring that up is because I've seen the first example left, right? Went to so many other spaces, it could not find what we were offering here. So they said, I don't need what you have here. And then, like most people spiritually, they ended up having to come back for what they actually needed, right? And it's one of those funny moments for me because it's a full circle moment. When that person came back, I didn't change my tune. I didn't say, well, we want to make you comfortable. So here, I was like, you went all over the place. It didn't work, huh? Let's get to work.
Let's get back to it.
I didn't told you. I just let's get to work, right? And when we did that for them, I can still see them fighting that duality, right? I still see them struggling with that. But what's more important now is I don't even gotta ask them to work. Now they're just doing it. Something changed.
Their motivation.
Right, exactly. Your motivation is very important when it comes to being overall better. It's not about feeling better. It's not about feeling good in the fucking moment, which I get tired of people saying and hearing because we live in America, and America is literally
Quick fix,
a feel good
better.
place, right? And it's wrong. You cannot be good or cannot be great. You cannot be authentic from a place of feel good at all times. It is not possible, right? So when I tell people that, I'm not telling you that. Sure, we make jokes, but I'm not saying that to make you feel better. I'm telling you the truth. And I hope that you surround yourself with people that tell you what they really see. You will never be more blessed.
And one more thing before we get off. One more thing. I was watching Amazon Prime with Amy last night.
You were watching Amazon Prime?
We were watching some Amazon Prime.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No. In my mind, I was like, there's a show.
Yeah, no, it's not the show, but we were on Amazon Prime watching the show. Marvelous Miss Maisel is a great show if you like. But there's mad commercials, right? It's the exact same 2 commercials every 40 seconds. And I'm sure whoever else is watching this shit is probably getting the same advertisements. I say that hers and him shit is garbage. It's garbage. Don't get the injection. Don't.
We talking about the
hers and hims. They got hims. It's like ED pills,
It's like
hair loss, and like
yeah.
a weight loss injection, and mental health experts help you, right? And that's for the him
therapy
side.
and injections
And
Therapy
pills
injections.
for your Johnson.
First of all, okay.
It's all shit for your head, bro.
What's so important? Yo, big facts. Big facts. What's so important in that is the fact that they're setting people up in the same way that the medical industry is.
Right.
Right?
Right.
In the medical industry, again, they profit off of sickness.
Right.
That's just the truth. That's not conspiracy theorists. Again, they get paid to give you specific things.
It's wild. Why the men
That's
got
what it is.
4 things, right? And the women, it's just a weight loss injection for hers.
Because that
What?
Yeah.
What?
Because so many men are now facing problems like erectile dysfunction. It's
Has to
actually
do with the
happening.
diet.
Hair loss has become something that they're actually afraid of. And again, tie back to your diet. Most people are literally like, yo, listen, I got a bald head, okay? My shit shiny as a motherfucker. My skin is good. Most people look at me and my brother. We're 5 years apart, and they think my brother's older than me because of how we've taken care of ourselves. He looks older than me.
We just talked
Literally.
about this.
We did.
I saw someone from high school. I graduated the same year.
Leatherface.
And I was just like, hey, yo. I looked at him.
Damn, bro.
And then he was like, yo, life been good to you, huh? I was like, I guess. I don't know. Life been hard.
How about my choices? My overall choices have been good to me.
Oh, yeah.
Right? My overall choices have been good to me. I think that's super important.
It is.
My overall choices have been
The decisions I've made up until now.
good to me. Yeah.
Since high school.
It's never one instance when most people have those breakdowns. I mean, again, think about erectile dysfunction, right? It's a lack of blood flow for the average person. How do you increase your blood flow?
Got to get your cardiovascular.
You could literally work your heart.
Get your heart stronger.
You could literally walk enough and it might pop right back up.
Strengthen your heart.
Right? you talk about Yeah. Well, that better not be the thumbnail. You got it.
Just us?
It's just doing this. Okay, but what it is like I've had uncles and other stuff. Again, people I've helped, and this is why I took the holistic approach in the first place. Again, I just had my uncle walk, and so many of his problems changed. He wasn't moving enough at all. Forget the food at that point, just moving enough. Why do you think I train people as hard as I do? Yeah. There's a point where the body needs more, right? And again, it works. So I might sound like an old mean cuss from time to time.
An old mean cuss.
But I'm telling you, the truth is the truth. And you can't really deny it. You can try denying it, but you will circle back to it eventually. Fair? So I ain't taking no his pills and I ain't got no problems. I literally got a third.
I'm not doing none of that.
I'm trying to tell you, and again, drive ain't dropped, nothing. Like drive ain't down at when people be like, yeah, I'm just gonna get the earth. I'll be like, bro, what you do? Oh, I travel all the time. What you eat? Whatever. All right, so right, I'm like, they be like, no, man, you look so young, man. Yeah, yo, you are doing vacationing all the time. And you're more worn down by life than me. Shouldn't that say something? I have put my nose in the grindstone for the last 10 years. Right? I've been down, I've been in the trenches, I've been working my ass off, and anytime I go, I gotta go back to it. I don't get a chance to really stay in that space. Yeah, man, and every time I fucking try, my literally life feels wrong. Not because I should be working at all times, but because working towards something gives me purpose. Right? So that, and again, it's cool, take your vacations. I gotta learn how to vacation more. But here's the thing, I like my life. I don't need a vacation from it. That's mad important. That's crazy important.
Do you like your life?
Yeah, most people are.
Ask a lot of people that.
Yeah, because most people don't. Most people live in ways that they fucking hate for something that eventually it'll pay off in 20 years. I'm sorry, I'm actually good now, right? There's things in my life that I don't like. That's normal. But to say that I don't hate my life, right?
Or I hear people saying they hate themselves. That's a huge part of it too.
I mean, that's why they got his and hers, right? That's why therapists are on an uptake. That's why life coaches are on an uptake.
And trust, I've been in similar position.
I'm just calling shit what it is.
Yeah. As I head more towards aligning and growth and having a purpose, yeah, I love this shit. I love my life. I love myself way more. I think it shows.
Her life's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it could be better, but it is great right now. So I hear a lot of people being like, life's shitty. I hate myself. That negative self-talk and trying to get out of it. The only way to get out of it is to move. Is to move consistently. And if you don't know what direction, Sarah Rutherford painted it on the wall. We right here. It's 1,000 square feet and nothing more. Bring your ass in.
It's so funny when people see the videos, when someone shares a video with them and they're just like, man, your facility must be huge.
It's
huge.
It's what is that, 3 floors?
Right? This is our office.
You got a suspended track.
So, and again, a lot of it is because a lot of what you have or what you need, you already have. You just got to apply it. You just got to use it, right? There are spaces. I was just again. We gonna get off after this. There's the book that I'm reading by David Goggins, and my man is an ultra marathon runner, right? He's doing all this amazing stuff. He has had a hole in his heart his entire life. His entire life. It's a defect you're born with from birth. He should have died underwater based on what it is and how many times he's done it. He would never have been allowed to be a SEAL. I would never have been allowed to go into the military if I didn't find out in the military that I was an hemophiliac, right? Avoiding, and this is for everybody, but this on my heart is for men. The reason why so many men are so soft is they're avoiding difficulty, right? And avoiding difficulty will never build you the life you want, ever. You can keep trying, it just won't. I don't enjoy in every moment living a disciplined life, but I damn sure enjoy the fruits. And that's why I can drink on an empty stomach, eat bullshit when I feel like it, because most of the time I am on the right track. Fair? And again, I'm finding ways to enjoy that as I move. So, do I probably need to relax more? Sure. Do I want to? No. I'd actually rather plan my life out harder and be in more of a position to take what I want, and when I want it, right? Like, instead of it being some bullshit where I was like, maybe I'm not doing that maybe shit anymore. For me and mine, I won't, right?
Relaxation is part of
Relaxation
getting
will
to
literally be planned.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like, get to it for real. And if you're not with me, get the fuck out the way. Right? Seriously. And I'm not saying that to be rude. It's just the way I know I need to be going forward. So if you've been with me in the last 2-3 months, you've seen me do it. But at the same time, it's only gonna get more stringent. Right? But what it's gonna look like to a lot of people is freedom. Freedom. My gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this is the time frame for that is going to look like freedom to so many people, because so many people are so free they have no purpose. So I went deep at the end, but it's because the deep end is necessary for the growth of the individuals and the communities that we all are part of. Please look deep into who you are so you can discover who you're meant to be. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, you can find us on www.gettingitdaily.com if you're looking for our website. We also are on social media, Instagram and Facebook. You can just look us under Getting It Daily and you'll find us. We have schedules, we have times, we help people, it's what we do. Please reach out if you have any questions, because we'd be happy to have you. All right? All right, I'm Coach Linden.
This is Coach Debbie.
M.
Thanks for joining us out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Thanks for joining us. I know she just listened to us talk shit.
Really did.
Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you all. Talk soon.
Deuces.
Peace. Look, didn't even get up sore. Fuck! As soon as I said that. Fuck! She messed it up.